Welcome to Under the Fig Tree podcast from the Enrollment Office at Concordia Seminary. Join us as we talk theology and life under the fig tree.
All right, well, welcome back to Under the Fig Tree. Today, we have the privilege of having with us first-year seminarian Lupe Sosa. My name is Craig Reiter. I'm the host of Under the Fig Tree, and I'm joined by Daniel Oberdieck, our co-host, first-year seminarian. And Daniel, I just got to say, I've been having some issues with my roof lately.
Okay, tell me more.
Yeah, so I was walking out the other day, and I noticed that there was this thing kind of just overhanging my roof. I was going out to the mailbox. I'm like, what is that hanging off of my roof? We don't have any trees over our roof. And I looked up, and it was this probably like a 3x5 foot section of shingle that had slid down as a result of some recent thunderstorms that we had. And then I had a contractor come out, and he got up there and he patched the roof and everything. And he said, as long as you file this under the May 16th tornado from last year, that was
before my time.
Yeah, it was before your time.
But I heard about it.
Yeah, it was quite an experience. But he said you should be good. And I'm like, well, the only problem with this is that we did not actually own our house yet at that point. We were we were under contract on it, and we were getting close to closing. But I'm going to be curious to see what our insurance has to say about that. If they'll cover any of it, or they say no, you got to cover the whole thing.
Yeah, I hope that works out for you.
I hope so too. But we're not here to talk about roofing. We're here to talk with Lupe today. So, Lupe, great to have you with us this morning. How's first year of seminary going?
First year is going great. Just taking it day by day.
Yeah, well, we're glad to have you with us. Could you just share with us a little bit more of kind of the background about who you are, where you're from, your family, and background in the LCMS, and your current year in seminary? I know I wasn't your admissions officer, Pastor Heckman was, so it would be helpful for me as much as it is to our viewers and listeners.
Sure thing. I'm a second career seminarian. My background actually is in software development. I was a software tester for a small ERP company. I did that for a number of years. I had an MBA in logistics.
Wow.
And I'm married. My wife, Norma, we've been married for 16 years now. She knows I don't know what year we were married, so that's okay if she watches this.
As long as she has grace.
Grace
she
and
has
plenty of grace. I have two kids. My daughter is 10, and my son Axel is 6, and he's got Down syndrome. He's one of the big factors of what led us back to church and to seminary, which we'll talk about more later.
Sure.
I'm from Houston, Texas, just outside of Houston, small town named Katy.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, what was your home church back in Houston?
Memorial Lutheran Church out in Katy, Texas.
Memorial Lutheran. My my grandmother-in-law, my wife's grandma, used to attend Memorial along with her husband back before they moved back up to St. Louis. So that's kind of my fun connection with Memorial.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Lupe, go ahead and tell us a little bit about your desire to come to the seminary. Like, when was it that first started popping up for you? When did you start thinking about coming here? Was it sudden? Was it something that developed?
I feel like it was gradual, and I had no idea what was happening when it was happening. I'll go back to 2019, and I almost drowned doing kayak fishing. I fell off my kayak. The water was freezing. I was in there they say it was about 40 minutes. I don't know.
Oh, my goodness.
And about a month after that, we found out we were pregnant with my son.
Wow.
A couple months after that, we found out he was going to have Down syndrome, and it just sort of led us down this spiral. Just things were getting really bad, and it drove us back to church. Like it got us really connected with church, and I got connected with men's ministry and doing special needs ministry for Sunday school, and I just things just started lining up where, and other seminarians will agree that we're the last ones to realize that we're meant for this role. Other people see it first. And like my wife will say that she saw it way before I did.
Yeah.
And it was a natural progression almost is what it felt like. But I didn't know what was happening when it was happening until I moved in here.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So it just kind of progressed over time. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm moving into seminary.
I went to the website and I just applied for more information. And before you know it, Pastor Jesse's calling me, or I think he'd sent the text, but we ended up having a video call, and things were just going in motion before I even realized what was happening. I didn't even tell my wife when I had applied.
Wow.
So she found out later.
All right, honey, we're doing this.
Yeah. Well, I'm just so thankful to hear about, the work of the Holy Spirit in your life, kind of leading you back to church in the midst of those kind of traumatic experiences that you're having, obviously, first nearly drowning, and then having the challenge with your son and everything with Down syndrome. A lot of people, it seems like then that leads people away from the faith. If they say, why would a loving God allow such things? But you, the Holy Spirit worked in your life to say, no, Lord, I need help. I need to get back to church. And so praise the Lord that he led you to that and now has led you here to go and proclaim that gospel that we have in Jesus Christ. So with that in mind, as you got back into church, and as I know you said it was kind of things just started happening, and all of a sudden, you're applying to seminary without telling your wife, at least initially, and then you're here. But who were some of the people who were encouraging you toward ministry and toward seminary as you were back at Memorial? Was it other people outside of Memorial as well? Or tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the biggest one that I give credit to is my wife. She'd been so supportive, and it is such a hard move. And for her to just be pushing me along the way, I give her a lot of credit. But actually, when I first started feeling pulled towards this, I was at a different church other than Memorial. Before Memorial, I should say. Different things happened, and we ended up switching churches and going to Memorial Lutheran. And I had a little bit of what they call church hurt. I had a distrust of pastors because of what had happened at my first church. And so I didn't want to tell anybody like, hey, I feel like pulled, I feel called to do this. I just kept it to myself. And, one of the sermons, the pastor's preaching, and I just felt this fire inside of me, just like pulling me, I had to look at my wife and say, hey, remember what we talked about? It's coming back. That feeling is coming back. But the two pastors at that church, at Memorial Lutheran, were really, really supportive. And actually, the senior pastor didn't even find out about me coming to seminary or that I had applied until he got the email saying, you need to interview this person, because he was also the state vice president. So he found out from seminary instead of me coming to him and telling him. But Pastor John Davis, if I can plug his name in. He's been really, really supportive. Even to this day. I mean, he checks in on me. I go down and he's just, I lost my father a couple of years ago, or last year. Wow, it feels like a couple of years ago. And he's almost been like a father figure. Like, he'll hug me, he'll talk to me, we'll have great conversations. So.
And I remember in one of our first conversations, you actually mentioned Axel when I met him back then, and everyone around campus knows Axel now. And you said that he actually inspired you, your son, to come to seminary in some way. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Right. Well, going back to the Sunday school with special needs ministry, the only reason I volunteered is because I didn't trust any of the Sunday school teachers. Sorry. So I volunteered to teach his Sunday school, and it was so amazing seeing all these special need kids of different abilities praying and listening, and it was so touching. But Axel, when we switched to Memorial Lutheran, he would be a greeter. He would stand at the door and shake people's hands. He knew right before the music would start, he had a sense that service was about to start, and he would get up and start walking up and down the aisle, shaking everybody's hand. It was so amazing to see. And, we have evening prayers at home, and he leads our prayers. So he's nonverbal, so he mumbles, but we hear the same mumbling day in and day out. So we know he's repeating his prayer. It's not just random mumbling. He is praying. He just can't verbalize it where we can understand it. So his faith is beautiful. And I sometimes feel, and I tell people, this is probably where we had this conversation, is I'm here to open the door for him. And it is true that everybody on campus knows Axel. People that don't know my name know my son's name, professors and students alike. So, and I see it just, he may be back in 20 years and will be following my footsteps. So
that'd be great to see.
It's amazing. Well, Lupe, we hear Jesus say to his disciples, "If anyone would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whoever would save his life would lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. For what will it profit a man if he gains the whole world and forfeits his soul? Or what shall a man give in return for his soul? So kind of in light of Jesus' words here, I know that you're a second career student. We've talked about that a little bit. Was it hard coming to the seminary, leaving your former career behind, your former home? And how have you seen Christ's faithfulness to you and to your family in spite of that cross that you've taken up to bear?
That was one of the hardest things I thought I would have to go through. Mm-hmm. And it was a 3-year discernment process from when I first felt called to do this and when I actually came. Part of that was because I had a very successful job. I was making very good money. My wife was working. My son Axel was in a special needs program, like pre-K, but for special education, and he was doing really well. My daughter was getting honor roll and awards at school. And it was so hard to give up the world and take up the cross. And, things started going wrong. I started getting passed up for promotions that were pretty much lined up for me. We tried buying a house and we just could not. There was always something that would come. Little things just started putting us on that narrow path or putting us back on the narrow path. So we came to a point where we said, I give up, I'll follow you. We'll give everything aside. We tried selling some things. I had motorcycles, I had sports cars, I had got rid of what we could, and then we just gave the rest away. We gave away guitars, we gave away bikes, we gave away everything we could just to get up here, just to get rid of that material, those material possessions. We didn't even care about the money. We just wanted them gone. And sure enough, the Lord has provided. In many ways, we are so much better off now than when I had, a great job, and kids are both doing better in school now. We are doing much better financially. Our marriage has gotten so much better since we've been here. It's like, this is where we were supposed to be. And I wish somebody had told me, 3 years ago that everything would be okay and it wouldn't have taken this long to make. And that's what I tell people. So I have visitors when they come to visit campus. They come over for dinner, and I give them a speech.
Yeah,
and I
thank
tell
you for
them,
hosting in that way.
And I don't want them to go through the 3 years of discernment that I had to go through. Because it will be okay. If you're here because you feel like you belong here, then God will look out for you, and He surely is looking out for us, even if it's in Hebrew. And I look at you because we're in the same Hebrew class.
Sit pretty close to each other.
There's days where I don't get all my translations done, and by the grace of God, I don't get called on. Sorry, Dr. Penhaligon. I hope he's not watching. But
it's just confession and absolution.
Right.
It's okay. Well, God be praised that your family's doing better, and you're getting rid of, kind of leaving behind the things of the world to follow this desire that the Lord has placed on your heart to prepare for ministry, to serve His people, to serve His church, to point them to Jesus. We're so thankful for that. And obviously, as you come here, one of the big themes is that, people often, you're working with your admissions officer, and you can kind of feel like it's, just kind of me and my admissions officer, and then I'm going to go to this big place called the seminary, and it's all so foreign to me. How has the seminary community, how have you seen it to be a blessing to you as you've moved on campus? Again, you guys have been here 7-8 months or so now. How has the seminary community been a blessing, and what do you appreciate about it?
The one thing is, the big thing I should say, is the brotherhood. We all came from different places. Some of us were here for summer Greek, and some of us came after. But we all, despite our differences, age differences, geographical differences, we all get along, and we're all supportive of each other. And you can just feel the love between everybody in class. We're all suffering together. We're all struggling. But more than that, the support for the families. Because we know we're here and we're in class, but those of us with wives and kids, you worry about that. And the SEM wife, the SEM wife community is It's amazing. The communications. My wife is on Discord. Like, I'm always seeing her thing go off, and she's always, I got to run to this apartment because they're giving away clothes. And my son is growing super fast, and there's just always somebody's always got something of dessert, clothes, shoes, books, you name it, board games, and they're just always looking out for each other. So while we're here struggling in the languages or writing or reading, I know that the wives and even the kids are out there looking out for each other, and I don't have to worry about it's one less thing I have to worry about while I'm here.
Yeah.
So it's really amazing to see.
Definitely. So glad to hear that.
Yeah, absolutely. I know my wife, Grace, really loves the community of women here on campus too. It's a real blessing to our family. So you had some really great advice just a moment ago for any prospective students. Is there anything else you would want to say as kind of a parting thought toward anyone who's considering seminary?
I would say just put your trust in the Lord. Just it's hard. It's the scariest thing that I've ever had to do, and it's also the greatest thing I've ever done. And it's been amazing. I would reach out and just talk to people and get in touch with the seminary community and just see what's available. And just put your trust in Him, and it'll be okay.
Trust in the Lord, always good and sound advice. That's for sure. Well, we like to do a fun section here on our Under the Fig Tree podcast called Ripe for the Pickin' or Leave It on the Tree. So we're going to ask you a few different items or categories of things. And if you like it, you say ripe for the pickin'. If you'd rather pass on that, you say leave it on the tree. So we're going to start with first an outdoor activity, hiking.
Let's leave that one on the tree.
Okay. Yeah. Now, I do know, though, that you are an avid, you enjoy another outdoor activity, though, right?
Kayaking?
Yeah. I don't know about kayaking.
Not kayaking.
Not anymore.
But you routinely go fishing, right?
That's right. So, and actually going back to the advice, I tell a lot of people, like, hold on to what you enjoy, whether it's only for 5 minutes or a couple hours a week. And mine is fishing.
Yeah.
And I've really clinged to that. I used to do a lot of saltwater fishing back in Texas.
Sure.
But when I knew I was coming here, I bought myself a fly fishing rod, and I taught myself I'm still teaching myself how to fly fish. So every Wednesday is my easy day. I have Hebrew and chapel, and then I'm done for the day. I put my fishing rod in my little bag in my Jeep, and then after chapel, I just go, look for a lake on the app, and I'm gone fishing. And that's my time. That's my time to just unwind and just be with peace or be in peace. So
yeah, that's awesome. So good and important to keep some hobbies and activities that you enjoy that allows you to kind of disconnect, to just enjoy God's creation. And fishing can certainly be that.
Absolutely. Well, what about a food for you? Sauerkraut. Okay.
We're also going to leave that one on the tree.
Leave that one on the tree.
High up.
Yeah, I know. Sauerkraut for me, I never had it too much when I was growing up. I knew about it, and then every now and then I feel like I can do it on a brat. But it's overall, I still just prefer just a little bit of mustard. I think I'd probably say leave it on the tree too. What about you?
Yeah, I think that I can kind of like you do it occasionally on a brat, especially with mustard. I kind of like that combination.
Mix it
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like once every year, maybe. Maybe just at Oktoberfest. They
typically
sauerkraut.
have
I think
that.
they did. So at our Oktoberfest that we have on campus here, that's a good time to get your brats in.
Yeah.
Amongst other things.
Yeah. Well, we've got one other item here, and this podcast might be debuting around the time where everybody starts promoting this. I'm not exactly sure, but we'll see. Pumpkin flavored things. Are you a fan or not? Ripe for the picking or leave it on the tree, Lupe?
Ripe for the picking with a story behind it.
Okay. All right. We always love a good story.
Oh, of course. So no pumpkin spice coffee or anything like. I have tried it. My wife likes it. I do not. But interestingly enough, I drive a orange Jeep. Yeah, you know it.
Unmistakable.
Yes, and I nicknamed, because you nickname your Jeeps, I nicknamed mine Spicy Pumpkin.
All right.
Nice.
I bought it right around September, right around the time that pumpkin spice starts appearing everywhere. So pull it right for the picking if it's my Jeep.
Gotcha.
Okay. Otherwise, leave it on the tree.
Yeah. Yeah. My wife's grandma, I used to drive a little orange Honda Fit. And whenever we would drive over to Krista's grandma's house, she would say, "Oh, you drove the pumpkin today," and so we would start to call our little Honda Fit the pumpkin car as well. So we got a little bit of a connection there with the pumpkin stuff. I like pumpkin chocolate chip bars, but otherwise I don't like pumpkin pie. It's leave it on the tree for me. I think I got sick once from it when I was young, and I think whenever that happens, that kind of colors your experience for life. Don't really like pumpkin lattes or anything like that. What about you, Daniel?
Well, my wife makes these pumpkin cookies. So I think it's like pumpkin puree, and it's got like a brown sugar kind of icing on the top. Those are good. Those are delectable. So
all right.
Might be able to change your mind here if Grace ever makes those for either of you.
I would like to try.
Okay, Lupe's in. All right, I'll tell Grace.
All right, very good.
Pass it along to her.
Yeah, well, thanks again for joining us for Under the Fig Tree today. Before he called Nathanael, Jesus saw him under the fig tree, and he sees you too. And perhaps he's leading you into full-time ministry. If you'd like to connect with us, please visit our website, csl.edu, tab over to the admissions page and fill out our contact form. We'd love to talk with you. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Under the Fig Tree.